Marcus Thorne, a self-made billionaire whose empire stretched from tech startups to real estate, harbored a secret ambition to reshape the banking industry. Reports of biased loan applications, discriminatory service, and a noticeable lack of diversity among its staff had plagued First United Bank for years. If you are enjoying this story, make sure you subscribe and follow. Marcus, a black man who had faced similar prejudices early in his career, saw an opportunity to not only correct these injustices, but also to prove that a financial institution could thrive on inclusivity and equitable practices. To truly understand the problem, Marcus decided to purchase controlling shares of First United Bank and go undercover. He meticulously crafted a persona, a potential small business owner looking for a loan to expand a landscaping practice. He traded his bespoke suits for comfortable jeans and a simple t-shirt, leaving behind the trappings of wealth that might intimidate or influence the bank's staff. With a carefully rehearsed narrative and a clear objective to assess the bank's customer service, loan application process, and overall commitment to fair lending, Marcus stepped into the gleaming lobby of First United's branch in the affluent suburb of Willow Creek. The polished floors, hushed tones, and meticulously arranged brochures couldn't mask the subtle undercurrent of unease he felt as he approached the reception desk. The receptionist, a woman with perfectly coiffed blonde hair and an air of practiced indifference, barely glanced up from her computer screen. "May I help you?" she asked, her tone lacking any genuine warmth. "For you to get what will happen next, make sure you subscribe and follow." "Yes, good morning," Marcus replied, offering a polite smile. "I'm interested in speaking with someone about a business loan." The receptionist's eyes scanned him from head to toe, lingering on his worn work boots before returning to his face. "Do you have an appointment?" "No, I don't. I was hoping to just inquire about the process and what documentation I might need." A barely perceptible sigh escaped her lips. "All our loan officers are currently busy. You can fill out a preliminary application online, or you can try calling back later." She gestured vaguely towards a stack of brochures on a side table. Marcus suppressed a flash of irritation. "I understand, but I was hoping to speak with someone directly. I have a few specific questions about my situation." "As I said, everyone is busy," she repeated, her tone becoming increasingly dismissive. "Perhaps if you provide some details, I can see if anyone has a moment." Marcus hesitated, sensing that he was already being subtly profiled. "I run a small landscaping business, and I'm looking to expand. I need a loan to purchase some new equipment and hire a couple of additional employees." The receptionist's expression remained impassive. "And what is the name of your business?" "Von E. Sons Landscaping," Marcus replied, using a fictitious name he'd created for his undercover persona. She typed the name into her computer, her fingers clicking rapidly on the keyboard. After a moment, she looked up, her eyes narrowed slightly. "I don't see any record of a business license for that name in Willow Creek." Marcus's pulse quickened. He'd anticipated some level of scrutiny, but this felt like an unwarranted escalation. "We're based in the neighboring town of Oakhaven," he explained calmly. "I'm expanding into Willow Creek." "Well," the receptionist said, her voice laced with suspicion, "you'll need to provide proof of registration in Oakhaven before we can even consider your application. And frankly, without an established presence in Willow Creek, your chances of approval are slim." At that moment, a well-dressed man in a sharp suit emerged from an office behind the reception desk. He paused, observing the exchange with a curious expression. "Is there a problem here, Brenda?" he asked, his voice carrying an air of authority. Brenda, the receptionist, turned to him. "This gentleman is looking for a business loan, Mr. Harrison, but he doesn't have an appointment and his business isn't registered in Willow Creek." Mr. Harrison, the branch manager, approached the desk, his gaze fixed on Marcus. A faint smile played on his lips, but Marcus sensed a predatory glint in his eyes. "Well now, Let's not be too hasty, Brenda. We pride ourselves on assisting all members of our community. What kind of loan are you looking for, sir? As Marcus reached the exit, he paused, turning back to face Harrison and Brenda. He pulled out his phone, activating the camera. "Before I leave," Marcus stated, his voice now firm, "let's clarify something." He focused on Brenda. "Please repeat your registration requirement." Flustered, she stammered about protocol. He turned to Harrison. "And your reasons for deeming my loan risky?" Harrison paled, realizing his mistake. Marcus lowered his phone slightly, his gaze hardening. "It seems your procedures are selectively applied. How many black-owned businesses has this branch supported this year?" Silence. "I thought so," Marcus said, his voice laced with disappointment. "Because, you see, I'm not just a customer. I'm the new owner of First United Bank." Shock silenced the room. The silence stretched, thick and suffocating. Brenda's jaw hung open, her carefully constructed facade crumbling. Harrison, a seasoned professional, looked as though he'd aged a decade in mere seconds. Marcus allowed the revelation to sink in before continuing. "I came here hoping to see the First United Bank I envisioned, one that serves all members of the community with respect and fairness. Instead, I found prejudice alive and well. This encounter will be addressed immediately, effective immediately. Effective immediately. Mr. Harrison, you are suspended pending a full investigation. Brenda, your cooperation is expected." He paused, his gaze sweeping over them. "I assure you, this branch, and indeed this entire bank, will reflect the values of equality and opportunity that I believe in. That is my promise." Marcus turned and walked out of the bank, leaving behind the stunned silence and the wreckage of 2 careers built on a foundation of bias. He had a bank to rebuild, a culture to change, and a mission to fulfill.